Behavior analysis is all about identifying the function of behavior. And the big four functions that strengthen behavior are access to tangibles, access to attention, escaping an aversive stimulus or an unpleasant event. And then there's this automatic function, which means the behavior will occur free of any social contingencies, meaning that if the person is alone, they would engage in this behavior. Disclaimer, I avoid using the term sensory to describe automatic reinforcement simply because I've heard behavior analysts in the past say that aggression is sensory, which it's absolutely not. And I'll talk about that in a future post. Just because something feels good does not mean that it's automatically maintained. Now, when we look at these horrible group behaviors that are increasing, such as racism, war, G-side, and the rise of fascism, we have to look at what these corporate powers and corporate colonies really want. We must try to figure out the function. Corporate colonial powers often want access to tangibles, which could mean land, gold, oil, or money. Access to attention could be fame, worship, praise, or to look like the world's savior, as we see many colonists who did horrible things were plastered all around the United States for people to see. When I think about access to escape, I think about how some people want to access privacy. They try to build walls from people they've been conditioned to hate. Look at how people of color were so aversive to racist people that they created segregated communities to hoard power, wealth, and resources. The apartheid state of Israel is no different. And as behavior analysts, we know that most people escape to access something, and that's exactly what colonists and racist people have historically done. Now, let's talk about automatic reinforcement. Sometimes when I think about behaviors that I do alone, I often think about art, dance, music, and in some instances, prayer. But not everyone supports these behaviors. And the Puritans were actually heavily against these behaviors. And in the United States, we had to fight to make these behaviors socially acceptable, especially if you weren't worshiping the Protestant God. Now, when you're trying to conceptualize what's going on in this world, these are the questions we should be asking. What is the function of this behavior?